Good morning. My name is Sal DiVincenzo. I'm one of the librarians here at the Miller Business Center, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode, another installment of Business Bites Online. This morning, we're going to talk about great free online resources. As a Miller Center member, you have access to all of our subscription databases. But in addition to our subscription databases, we also have a really great selection of free resources that we'd like to mention to you, to show to you today. So there might be things here that you have seen before. That's most likely one or two of these databases you might have seen before, one or two of these resources you might have seen before. But hopefully, there are one or two that you haven't. And they are under the Resources tab and Online Business Reference Collection. And again, these are all free. So you'll be able to access these regardless of whether or not you have an account with us. And you'll be able to access these in many cases, if not all cases, without having to use a username or a password. So thank you, Alex, for putting that in the chat. And again, if you have any questions, I'm usually not able to see the chat. So Alex will unmute and pop in and let us know if there's any questions. So I'm going to jump around a little bit this morning. First, I want to show you some interesting things. If you're an inventor, or if you're thinking of inventing, or you know someone who is an inventor, most likely they're going to want to get a patent to protect their property, their intellectual property, and their designs. Now, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has a search engine. We're going to see it really quick here, and then I'm going to show you my suggestion as an alternative. So you'll see here, you come to this website, you'll click on patents, you'll do a patent search. It's not very attractive looking, as you can see here. You can search by term, multiple terms here, but we'll just do, let's do valve. I'm sure that's going to get us a lot. Click on search, and we'll let that run through here. Okay, and then you get this listing, not very attractive listing here of the different patents that are registered in the patent database. This one here is a pressure balance valve. I'm just going to click on it just so you can see what it looks like. Now, this is the official U.S. Patent Office. Not very attractive here. It looks like we've gone back in time, and we're 20 years ago when the internet first started here. You can click on the images here and see the actual scan, which is nice, but again, this is not quite user-friendly. And that is the reason why I suggest using the Google Advanced Patent Search feature. And what's nice about this is it runs and it displays just like a Google search. So it's very much user-friendly. You can scroll through here to see these entries. You can click on an entry, and do you see the way this is laid out here? Much, much better. The images show up right away. You can click on the specific image, pops up in another window here, zoom in, zoom out, go through all these different images, do great stuff here. You can very easily jump through the timeline of this particular patent, show all the events, show the description, the claims. It's just laid out very, very nicely here, showing you all the owners, all the citations and different patents. So Google took that data from the US government and made it very user-friendly here. So if you or if anyone that you know is interested in patents or creating a patent, we highly recommend, besides using this database, reaching out to the Smithtown Library Patent and Trademark Resource Center. Gentleman over there, Will Salas, is the gentleman who runs that. It's an excellent resource, and it's open to the public and free. Just give them a call over there. Again, the Smithtown Library Patent and Trademark Resource Center, and they will assist you in creating and registering your patent, and if you have any questions. But in the meantime, before you give them a call, use the Google Advanced Patent Search to search for patents to see if there's something that's already out there that's similar to what you're doing. Now, of course, you can always come up with something better. So that's the reason why it's good to do that search and see if you can improve on something that already exists. So that is my first pick for today, is that Google Advanced Patent Search. And speaking of products, I want to jump ahead, jump around here to another database called ThomasNet. Now, if your business is dealing with suppliers, specific types of industries, or maybe you are building a business that requires access to suppliers of specific things, such as specific parts, components. This database, again, completely free, is a great place to be. It used to be called Thomas Register. It's been around for quite a while, but they've upgraded themselves over the last few years, and now it's called ThomasNet, or Thomas for Industry. You can register for a free account with this database, so this way you can save your supplier list. You can actually list your own business if you want to become a supplier, if that's something that your business will provide parts of for other businesses. But it's also a great way, again, kind of leading from where we were with the patents. If you or someone you know is creating a product that other businesses perhaps will use in their business, this is a great place to be. So it looks very simple to use. It is pretty simple to use. You'll notice here that they do have over 500,000 profiles for each of the suppliers, as well as their actual products. So I can search for suppliers here by category, company, or brand. So again, before we typed in valve, I can type in valve here and see it's got an assisted search. So we have products here. You can see the suppliers. We have company names or product catalogs. So if I click on the product service category here, there's over 3,000. I can click on that, and I get the listing of these suppliers of valves and their location, and a general listing of what they do, who they are, how much money they make. So let's take a look at ARI Valve Corporation in Marietta, Georgia. Can click on that and get the detail of their business. Nice little report here. I can jump to their homepage. I can see what products and services they're categorized as. I can also view their full catalog of parts. So in this case, I mean, this is like reading a different language here for me, because I'm not quite familiar with these things. But you can see here the different parts, the listings, descriptions. It's pretty detailed here. And you can, of course, reach out to them by contacting that supplier through ThomasNet. You can also add a priority here. So if it's something that you need for your business, so perhaps you invented something and you're like, you know what, I need this specific component. you know, you don't have to necessarily manufacture it yourself. You can come here to Thomas and find a manufacturer who could perhaps work with you and make that component. Another amazing thing here is that you can search CAD models of different parts. I'm going to pick this valve here. We'll just pick this catalog, Parker. View details. Let's see. Items. Sorry, I'm jumping around here pretty quickly. And I'll pick this part. New CAD model. It's pretty remarkable. You can actually rotate around it. You can see the 2D view here if you wanted to. So if you need a 2D drawing of it. And really what's great about this now, so let's say you or someone you know is building a product and you need to see if your product will be compatible with something like this. You can download this in the specific file you can print it out, you can manipulate it in a 3D CAD program. So you can 3D print this and then see if it works with your product. So it really is pretty remarkable. And again, some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today might not necessarily be relevant to what you do, but it is interesting to see here that it is available. And again, it's free. So take a look at that. It's also, I jumped out of here a little too quickly here because I do want to show you that there are white papers here. So if you want to get an insight on a specific industry, and again, this doesn't mean that you're going to be in one of these industries. You might be dealing with one of these industries. Maybe something that you are going to do is going to be beneficial to one of these industries. Maybe you make a lubricant that will help these parts work better. You can come here and search for suppliers, search for companies that require lubricants on ThomasNet. So it really is pretty great. It's a great service and it's completely free. And if you do happen to be doing something where you have a product that other companies can use, special bolts, fasteners, leak detectors, sensors, so on and so forth, you should register with Thomas. So this way you'll be connected with other companies that are doing this kind of stuff. So that's ThomasNet. So some of you might be in the process of building your business, creating a business plan, and perhaps you want to get some inspiration on how you're going to move forward with your business. And I recommend a great resource called missionstatements.com as a place where you can go to get examples of mission statements from other companies. As you can see, big companies like Fortune 500 companies, Inc. 500 companies, so on and so forth. Now, these might not necessarily be the mission statement for companies today, but many of these are collected from previous mission statements. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see the current mission statement of Coca-Cola or Pepsi or a nonprofit or whatnot. But again, it's meant to be a means of inspiration for you and guidance for you if you need to create a mission statement. And sometimes when you're building when you're writing a business plan and you're looking for funding and you're going to the bank or a venture capitalist, if you're lucky enough to have someone interested in that, you're going somewhere, they're going to want to hear your mission statement. They're going to want to see that in your business plan. So this is a great place to come, absolutely free, to view mission statements from companies. I'm just going to click on the Fortune 500 here, and you can scroll through this and just simply browse it if you wish. like Albertsons, which is supermarket in the Midwest and the West. You can see here it gives you a description of the company, gives them the slogan and the motto, and then a mission statement. Guided by relentless focus on our 5 imperatives, we will constantly strive to implement the critical initiatives required to achieve our vision. That is very wordy there, but this is the other great thing about missionstatements.com is that you can come on here and you can rate that mission statement as just an outside person coming in and rate it and say, well, you know what, I would have done it differently, or it's a great mission statement. So you can browse these, you can search. So you can click on this search button up here and you can type a search in. And again, let me see, I don't know, is Georgia Pacific in here? Let's see, let's search for Georgia Pacific. No, I missed out on that. Let's try this PepsiCo. Yeah, there's PepsiCo. You can see their slogan. And again, this might not necessarily be their current slogan. And I actually went and checked and it isn't, quite their current slogan, but you can see here that our mission is to be the world's premier consumer product company focused on convenient foods and beverages. Pepsi isn't just drinks. They actually own other segments, snack foods and such. So you can see here, this again is meant to be for your inspiration to see how another company perhaps, and there's smaller companies in here as well. This isn't just, we aren't just gonna have the Fortune 500 in here. So there's your inspiration to see if perhaps they have wording that is relevant to what you do in your business, and you can use this as a guide. And of course, mission statements, although they do offer this service for free, where they have all these curated mission statements, they also write mission statements. So if you're having a hard time coming up with a mission statement, of course, that's how they're going to make money, is that you can actually purchase a service from them where they will write the mission statement or assist you in writing your mission statement. So that's missionstatements.com. And again, comes in handy when you are writing your business plan and creating an outline for your new business. We're going to move now more in order. We're going to come down here to demographics and statistics. And, we do have a database here at the center. It's Demographics Now. It is a great database, really fantastic. And the reason why it's great and fantastic is because it takes a lot of the data from the US Census, the American Factfinder, for example, which is what I'm going to show you now, and really makes it a little easier to navigate. That being said, the US Census Bureau has really done a good job over the last couple of years of cleaning up their data and making it a little more user-friendly and easier for you to navigate. And I just really quickly want to show you what that looks like. And this is the American Factfinder. And it's basically data about people and the economy. And you can come here and do a general search for pretty much anything, geography, subject. You can just come here and enter that in here. So for example, I'm just going to type in Selden, and we'll find Selden, New York here. And it's actually right up front here, Selden. Census designated place, CDP. And you have a very nice looking display here. It's going to show you the population, the median household income, the poverty rate, and the employment rate. And then you'll see here on the left-hand side, you'll be able to jump to different parts of this report. So if I want to click on business and economy, it will tell me the employment information for Selden, how long the average commute to work in Selden is. It's very high. The average commute to work in the United States, as you can see, is 26.6 minutes. You can see how people in Selden travel to work. In this case, the majority of them drive alone. Only 5% use public transportation, very little walk. We know Selden being our backyard basically here is that not that many people walk. So where does this data come in? Well, if you're thinking about expanding your business, or if you're thinking about starting your business in a specific area, or if you're thinking about targeting areas for your business, this is a great way to get started. Kind of gives you a general overview of that area's census information. You can see how much money those folks are making, what kind of education they have. For example, there's even a health metric here. Perhaps your business is a service for assisting folks who have special needs. You could see here that 6.3% of the folks in Selden have ambulatory difficulties. Now we are looking at very specific place. We can back out and we can go even broader with our search. So we can do counties. We can do minor civil divisions, such as town of Brookhaven, town of Huntington, so on and so forth, using this database. And again, if you go to the advanced search, there's going to be a lot of guidance here. So you can see here, I'm just going to do like topics, family and living arrangements, and then you can search on families and living arrangements. You can see it kind of builds over here, and then find the information here, again, for Selden, Center Reach, Quorum, so on and so forth. You can also do a search on an industry. So it's an automotive, general automotive repair. And get an idea of those industries and statistics in the United States. And you can see here, I'm just going to click on view all tables. A lot of this information is just straight data. Okay, there's a lot of straight data here. And again, this is where Demographics Now does a better job at it. But you could see here, there's going to be a lot of information here. And I'm kind of glossing over this because I'm noticing we're already a half hour in. But you will be able to then filter these based on your zip code, or location. There's also some great maps in here as well that you can, pick a specific geography, zoom in, kind of see that data, click on it, get pop-ups, jump back to the table, so on and so forth. So it is not as user-friendly as Demographics Now, but it is free. And again, we wanted to focus on those databases. So American Factfinder is a great way of getting basic information on zip codes, geographies, industries. Now, if you want something that looks a little nicer, maybe something that you can use for a presentation. Maybe you are going to a bank to get a loan, and perhaps you want to use certain data to show how your business is going to be beneficial to a certain segment of the population or a certain industry if you're doing a business to business. Then I recommend Data USA. It's a beautiful website, by the way. I mean, look, the website is meant to be attractive. So you're going to see as we move through here how nice this is going to look like. So you can come here, and again, you can search just like it's a very simple search interface here. You can just type in a location, you can type in an industry, you can type in a school. There's a lot of school data here. You can type in a subject, and if there's data available, it'll return it in beautiful format. So for example, I'm just, that's a weird thing here. Just click on this. Okay, here we go. New York. Let's do a search for New York State, and see you get a beautiful screen here. Shows you the population, the trend. In this case, we're declining. There's even data here on COVID. Get a general information on, that's really nice. General information on, this is actually thing that I want to show you. General information on the impact on employment on with COVID. So you can actually see it very graphically here, and you can compare it to other states. So you can see what happened in Virginia as compared to New York or Florida, so on and so forth, and see the mobility. So this shows you, folks being able to stay home. The mobility went down here when we had the lockdown or the suggested quarantine here, and then you could see it start to go up again. You can see information on a regular situation without a pandemic. You're going to see information on the economy, wages, so on and so forth. See a lot of beautiful information here. It's animated, and it's free. I mean, this to me is just that, these are big companies who are behind this. Some advertising companies and some marketing companies are behind this data, and obviously there's going to be a premium that they're going to want to sell to you, but all this data is free. All this is available to you, and you can share it and embed it in your website. So if you're doing maybe a blog entry about something that you do in your business and how it affects, how it's going to be affected by, what's happening in the state or in an industry or a town or so on and so forth, you can, save that, save an image, embed it in your blog, view the data more detailed. I mean, look at this. So this is occupations. And what's nice about this is that it visually shows you the occupations in size. So if you look here, you can see cashiers is really a larger square, and then the smaller squares will show you reservation and transportation, ticket agents, travel, so on and so forth. These are the different segments, occupational segments here. You can see who the highest paid folks are in New York State. You can see what the average salaries are. You can see what the biggest industries are in New York State in those different segments. And you can see the employment decline or gain. It's really absolutely beautiful and fantastic. And there's a lot of things here for you to gather. If you're looking at getting this information, so we can pick an industry too, and just one of the suggestions here was graphic design. So if you want to see, like if you're a graphic designer and you want to see what the workforce looks like, what the average age is, what the average salary is, maybe you're thinking of changing your career. This will be a great place to take a look. And it does point out certain things here. I mean, you could see average male salary, average female salary. You can see diversity information, educational information for this particular industry. Most folks are going to have a visual and performing arts degree. Some folks have business degrees, communications degrees. So a lot of really beautiful, great data here. I highly recommend, after all of this is done, that you come back to our website, millerbusinesscenter.org/online-business-collection, reference collection. We'll put it in the chat to take a look at some of these databases, because they're just absolutely beneficial, I think, to if you're building your business, or if you're creating a marketing plan, or if you're just interested in, how is what I do affected by things that are happening in other industries. This is the place to be. I mean, I'm just looking here, air transportation. Obviously, air transportation is going to have a lot of issues going on due to COVID and the pandemic. So I'd be interested to see what that looks like in the future. So you can even see wage by race and ethnicity and common jobs in this industry. So even if you're just doing general research about things that are important to you and your business, this is a great place to be. So before we saw a very vanilla presentation in the census of data, and now we're seeing really beautiful presentation and really useful presentation. So as Data USA is one that I want to highly recommend here. Now, along the lines of data and statistics, I do want to show you one of my favorite resources that's completely free. And I've used this more often than any of the other resources that I'm showing you today. And that is the Department of Transportation, New York State Traffic Data Viewer. And I'll tell you where this came in very handy. This comes in very handy, and I've used this before for especially retail business entrepreneurs who want to open up a brick and mortar, and they come down to the center and they say, look, I am considering renting, leasing, purchasing this building at this location. I want to know everything about it. And one of the first things that I like to bring to the table is the traffic. Like, how many people are physically passing this place every single day. So this is where this comes in. Now, you're probably wondering how this data is compiled. Well, have you ever been on your block and you're or around your house or around your neighborhood or even on a main roadway, and you see this kind of line, this wire going across the road, and you go boom, boom, you kind of go over it, and it's there for a week or 2 weeks, and then it disappears. And sometimes you can see that there's actually a box connected to it. That is a traffic data collector, and that is how they collect this data. Let me just open up some of these different metrics here. And we're going to zoom in now to Long Island, so you can see what this looks like. I'm sorry, it's a little slow today. I'm just going to also click on the toolbar here. Okay, so as this is loading, you're going to see it's a map with the roadways, and eventually it is going to fill in, there we go, fill in and color in the traffic counts for these areas. So I've personally had patrons, entrepreneurs come down to the center and say, I'm thinking of opening up a store on this corner. I'd like to know who my neighbors are going to be, which we have databases for that. I'd like to know what the demographics are in that area. We just showed you a couple of choices, mentioned demographics now, we showed you about that. But I can actually let you know with this data, and look, this isn't going to be data that was taken yesterday. This is data that's compiled over years, so it's not quite, you know, it's not quite up to date, but it's pretty good. It's going to be within the last 5 years at least. To show you how many cars on average pass a certain area. So I'm zooming in here to, let's try to get this. So this is Portion Road. And we can see here, Portion Road over by, what is this? Can't quite see here. Foster Road. Portion and Foster Road. You can see on average every day, 15,770 cars pass by this location here. It's remarkable that we have this data. Additionally, we can see, so let's say this is my location here on the corner here, and I want to see what the distance is from this. Actually is a little, you're going to see we have a Patchogue Holbrook Road here. So you can see from here to here, we're looking at a little bit of a drop off. So a lot of people are turning here. So I can click on this distance tool, and we're going to change this to miles. So we change, come on, miles. And then where's my location? So I can pick this location here, and I'm just going to pick the corner, and I can click on this corner and draw the line, and then double click to end it, and I could see that's 0.36 miles from my location. We have folks kind of dropping off here. It's just nice to have this little tool here, additionally to see, you know, space and distance. Additionally, I can come here and click on area, and let's see, I want to see square footage or footage. I can click in this zone here. Let me clear this out again. This is not playing nice today. There we go. Kind of build my little box here. And double click to close. Come on. There we go. So I can see the perimeter in feet. I can see the area. Very nice little, cool little tool that you can use here while seeing the traffic counts around here. Now I also want to show you some interesting data here. So I opened up this continuous count and I opened up this short count because there's some special studies that they do where you can see not only traffic, but you can see volume and speed. So let me unselect this and just do continuous count. I'll pick this over here, this little area. And we'll click on that. Come on, you know what? I am in the wrong tool here. Let's turn that off. Select that. View this report for this area here in Riverhead Town. So we can see how many trucks have passed by. Now this data was taken, let's see what this time frame was. Well, this is a continuous site, so this data is fairly new. Let's say 2016. So we can see here how many cars per hour passed in that area. You can see the time. So this is 7 to 8 a.m., 7 to 8 p.m. You can kind of see here. I mean, this is just amazing. And this is the traffic circle in Riverhead. So in addition to a number of cars, there's also reports on speed as well. So you can see, is that car speeding by that location? Is it going too quickly for it to matter? If I have a retail location and they're speeding by 55 miles per hour, it might not matter. So again, for the data that's there and the usefulness, I highly recommend that. And that's the New York State Department of Transportation traffic. So I'm going to jump ahead here to another section. You can see we have grant information. If you're a non-for-profit or you're thinking of starting a non-for-profit, that's where you're going to want to go, grants.gov. Really quickly, industry information. You know, if you're looking for a specific SIC code, you can come here and search for a specific SIC code. It's a free access point here. I also recommend if you click on SIC manual, you'll get the breakdown of all the SIC codes. So if you're a wholesale trade durable goods, click on that, and it gives you all the breakdown of photographic equipment and supplies, and then get all the sub information there as well. This comes in handy if, again, you're going to do a search on a specific company in one of our other databases and you want to do a little pre-research before you actually dig into it. You can see here it's 5043 is the code for photographic equipment supplies, and it also deals with, you know, film, photographic wholesale, printing apparatus, photographic wholesale, so on and so forth. So that is a nice feature there for the standard industry classification. Let's just kind of running out of time here, and I'm sorry. I do want to show you this. Okay, so we have a great database here at the center that you can only access from in-house. It's called Statista.com. We're going to be doing a program on Statista.com and demographics in September, so keep an eye out for that. You can register for that now by going to our website and clicking on the Business Bites icon in the menu. But I do want to mention this other alternative that's, again, completely free. And you can use this, these charts and these infographics with attribution for free. So again, if you're creating a business plan, you're doing a presentation about your business if you're doing business to business, you're doing a presentation about your business to another company and you want to show how relevant you are based on this data, this is the place to be. It's also very interesting to just come and browse and to see what's happening in your particular industry, see about industry growth, trends, so on and so forth. It's called Marketing Charts, very easy to get to, marketingcharts.com. And again, it's a great alternative to Statista and it's free. So they'll put their newest stuff right up front here, or you can just click on the search engine and select something. Just type in solar and say 6 in 10 Americans energy savvy. I'm just going to click on that. This is from 2011, so it's a little old, but you can see you can click on this chart, view it, and download it. Come on, it's not loading. Okay, let's go back here. Again, this is that's strange. All right, you know what? Let me pick one of these here. How is the esports industry responding to the coronavirus pandemic? You have like a little narrative here, a little article. Click on the chart, and here is the chart. You can see it looks very much like Statista if you've seen Statista before. Even the coloring is similar. Statista likes to use a lot of this blue. But you have this great chart here, infographic, educating non-endemic brands about the industry, brand activation on streaming platforms, so on and so forth. You can see that based on a survey responses. And again, we didn't read the article here, but this is the article. It'll kind of give you the overview of where that data comes from. But you can use this chart in a presentation, for a blog entry, for anything like that, as long as you attribute it back to marketingcharts.com. So there's no license issue with that. So you can do it, have like a link there that says, I got this from marketingcharts.com, and you're good to go. So if you can't come down to the center and can't access Statista, this is a great way of getting some marketing charts. Now I do a little side note, we'll mention this in September, but there are some charts in Statista that are available to you for free without having to be here at the center. You can browse them. So definitely go to statista.com to browse those to see what they have to offer there for free off-site. But again, if you need to access any of those, you can either give us a quick call or an email, or come down to the center with your laptop, or access one of our computers. And during this phase of opening during the pandemic at the library, you are able to come to the library and access the computers for a half hour. So just so you know, you can do that if you want to browse those as well on your own. So going through there, I'm noticing now we are at the 10-minute warning here. We do have a lot of online learning here on the free list. These are all completely free. You don't need to subscribe to them or pay. So there's a lot of great programming there. Online programming is similar to lynda.com. But I did want to show you something here, and let's go back to statistics. And, you know, we get this question a lot. Perhaps your business is reaching out to minority or women-owned businesses, and you want to get a listing of those businesses. I recommend, and again, free database, Empire State Development's Minority and Women-Owned Business Database. Not the most attractive database out there. Very simple, Spartan looking, but a lot of great information here. And you can get a list of minority or women-owned businesses in New York State. You can search for them by name, or you could search for them by type, or you could search for them based on location. So if you want all the minority and women-owned businesses in, let's say, Center Reach, come here. Type in center reach. We're in New York State, so don't think there's any other center reaches in New York State. And then see the search results here. You can click on each individual company to see their record. Like if I could pick this one here. This is a minority-owned business, trucking and freight. You can see the size, how they're classified. That's just if you want to just browse, if you just want to go in and just look at the particular record, or just like our other databases, you can come here and click on download search results and download them in Microsoft Excel format. So you'll have to go through the CAPTCHA, of course. I always get these wrong. And then again, you can download it in Excel or CSV format. That screen's not going to show up on this particular computer, but I will tell you it looks just like our other database download. So you're going to get name, address, telephone number, that sort of thing. And the basic metrics that you see here, which will give you address, email, this is email. This is great. I mean, a lot of times we don't have access to email, but you'll have it here. And then their commodity codes, which are going to be the NAICS codes, as well as the additional information. So that'll all be listed in Microsoft Excel format, and you'll be able to download that. And again, we went very specific here, but we can get really, we can do broader searches here. And I can do all of 631. So it's 460 records in this database. So, and you can download those results. So that's a great feature. It's not going to give you every single metric that you can get from like a database like Reference USA or Emergent Intellect, but what a great start that you can get this. And again, free, no subscription required, email addresses available for those folks. So it's a good choice here if that's who you're targeting, minority or women-owned businesses. So thank you for watching today. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to see other business bites online, again, remember it's millerbusiness.tv. It's our YouTube page, and if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Click subscribe down below, click like, give us a thumbs up if you like this video or any of our other videos. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for coming down, and we'll see you on the next show.